I'm videoing. Tell me.
This is them already, they're boiling, they're splitting. You know, you can see the seeds have come out.
Yeah.
And see the water is beginning to turn. The color is coming out. So I'm just mashing some of the berries to speed the process. Boil down a little bit more, let the color come out a little bit more, and we'll be ready to strain it.
All right, Mimi, how do you know when they're done?
All right, the hulls are real soft and they're easily mashed. See how easy that is to mash that berry?
Yes.
And it's it's cooked down. It's reduced probably a fourth of that. You don't really have to worry about reduction. You know that it's beginning to thicken. You can hear the difference in the boil. Some canners will say don't mash the berries, don't cook it that long, because if you're looking at the juice, you see it looks a little cloudy. Mm-hmm. And they said that your purists they're more concerned with the clarity of the jelly
For the appearance?
for appearances. But if I'm the one that's picked up these berries and cooked them, I want to get every bit of the good out of it I can get.
Yes.
So I mash them. It's like stomping grapes. All right, now we've got them cooked. We've got our juice ready, but we got to get rid of the husks and the seeds. So we're going to pour it through cheesecloth. Section of cheesecloth. Because this is this is a nice open weave, I'm going to fold it in half. Okay. Oh, the benefit of scooping. Yeah, what you're trying to do is get rid of the pulp and the seeds, the skins of the berries and the seeds. You just want the juice for this. And then the benefit of scooping is that you mash as you go. If you wanted like muscadine preserves, although I'm not sure I've ever heard of that, because muscadine skins and seeds are bitter. It's the reason why most people don't want to eat them fresh. But if you did, you'd have to put them in a food processor and get them really almost liquefied to make a jam.
What are you doing now?
I've taken the cheesecloth, wrapping the pulp, and squeezing some more juice out of it. Okay, now you've gotten your berries boiled and pressed. You got your juice. You're ready to make your jelly. So at this point, you follow whatever berry you're using. If it's got seeds and pulp, then you strain it to make your jelly. If you're making a jam, then you don't strain it. You keep your pulp. You make a kind of boil it down to where it's more like a gel, and then you follow your recipe to get your proportions of sugar and sure gel to your juice. In this case, we're going to do, and my general rule of thumb was, if I don't have a recipe handy, is for every cup of juice, a cup of sugar. But if you don't like it that sweet, you can cut the sugar, or you can use like a half and half sugar Splenda, or you can use monk fruits or whatever sweeteners. But when you cut sugar, then your jelly may not set as firm. It'll be more liquid. It won't be pourable usually, but it won't scoop it up with a spoon and it'll stand up there. it'll run off. So, all right, pour in your juice. All right, that's 4 and 5. 5 cups of juice and 5 cups of sugar. I'm gonna let the juice come to a boil, pour in my sugar, let it come back to a boil, and pour in my Sure-Gel. Let it come back to a boil. Then we'll skim it. Juice is now to a good full rolling boil, and if you see, you can't stir it down. It doesn't stop boiling. We're going to add our Sure-Gel and just gently stir it in. Try to keep the lumps out. The juice looks a little cloudy. That's okay with me. For those that don't like it cloudy, sometimes the Sure-Gel will clear it up. If not, sometimes the sugar will. All right, now we're going to stir this until it comes back to another full rolling boil, just like that one, and then we're going to add our sugar. We're back to a full rolling boil. I don't know if you can see in the pot. It doesn't stir, it doesn't stop boiling when I stir it. All right, now we're going to add the sugar. Some recipes say add the Sure-Gel first. Some recipes say add the sugar first, but if you'll look, you'll see how dark. Can you see in the pot? See how dark the juice is, and it's cleared up? It's no longer cloudy looking. I know that looks like a lot of sugar, and it is if you're diabetic. But if you want your jelly to gel and not be a syrup, then that's what you have to do. All right, we about got our sugar to dissolve. All right, run back over the steps. You bring your juice to a boil, a hard boil, then you add your Sure-Gel. Some say add Sure-Gel first, some say add sugar, but you don't add them at the same time. The main thing is that you put a hard boil between it. Okay, we did the Sure-Gel first, then we brought it back to a boil, added the sugar, and the sugar is almost dissolved. And we used 5 cups of juice, 5 cups of sugar to 1 pack of Sure-Gel, or I think there's another word for it, pectin, fruit pectin, yeah. Okay, boil, yeah. All right, you also see foam. Okay, you can't stir it down. All right. What I'm going to do is turn it down just a little bit, and now I'm going to skim the foam off. Because it'll set up also on top of your jelly. To have a good clear jar of jelly, I like to get the foam off of it. This is the part that you don't want, the little bit of foam. Sometimes when you're dipping the foam out, you get a good bit of the jelly. You can either put that back in, as long as it's boiling, or you can save it and put it on a biscuit later. Now that it's slowed down on the boil, you can actually visualize the foam better and just scoop the foam. As you're getting ready to put your jelly in the jar, you have to have your lids in boiling water, and I do put my jars in there too, just to make sure that they're good and sterilized, and that the lids are very hot, because that makes the seal soft. Then when you put the ring on, it seals to the jar. That's how your jelly gets sealed. Take your first jar out of the water, set it down. If you have a funnel, works easier. If you don't, Just do the best you can to get it in your little jar. Fill it to about 1/4 head space, which for me means to the ring. And tighten it down. And the first jar is done. And leave it alone. Let it set. Some people like to turn them on their lid. I don't. I like to leave them sitting just like that, and I listen for it to pop.